Welcome to the Desert Vibe. It's great to be here again. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the support over the past several weeks when we can get this thing up and rolling. I'm Glen Gardner.
I'm Walt Richardson.
I'm Jamirae.
And I'm Carrie Schnepf.
This is Carrie Schnepf, everybody.
I'm the new host.
She's a quick study.
She is.
Hey,
Man, that was great.
She's going back to what she was in the beginning when we first met.
Oh, yes. Television news, right?
Television news, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
let's introduce her to everybody. This is Carrie Schnepf of Schnepf Farms, and we've got her on here today to talk about the farm, but also how she has live music at the farm and how she is such a good local supporter of local music, and how she incorporates the music into the farm and her life and what she loves about music out on the farm. Carrie?
I think life has to have music. Otherwise, it's just not life, basically. So when I came here to the farm 35 years ago and married Mark, and it was just a garden at that point, so we just farmed crops. The minute we started doing festivals, it was like a potato festival, and then it was a peach festival. And the peach festival, because it was all fruit, and everyone came from all over the state to pick peaches. And I hired this incredible band. And you wanted some kind of like a little calypso music, a little beach time, because it was hot as heck. And so Walt Richardson and the Morning Star Band came out and played on the farm for a few weekends. Oh, for a couple of years I had him out. It was so fun.
Yep.
And Walt and I go way back before I even married. I was one of his, fans that would have to go every year, every night. Every night I have to go see Walt perform wherever they went.
Yep. And we did that. We did that for quite a while because Morning Star was it was kind of like a cultural impact into the life of Tempe, the whole music scene.
I think you guys were it.
Oh, we had so much fun. And
let me tell you something, Walt, just then you can finish. But I had worked up in Idaho, in Boise, Idaho, for my first job in television news. And they had such a live music scene with all the little bars and clubs. But they had like just within a small little 2-block radius, and all this live music. And that was a big thing. And so I moved down when I got my job at Channel 5, and I moved back down to Arizona where I grew up. And Tempe was just really, but you guys were like the band, the people, you guys were it.
Oh,
if no one knew Walt Richardson and the Morning Star Band, I'm sorry. They weren't anybody.
Hey, we were having so much fun. And when we look out on stage and I see you there, you were part of the band, basically. There was a band audience. It was kind of like our fans were part of our family and everything of this nature. And so we could look out and see what kind of night it was going to be by seeing who was in the front row. And we see you walk in the room. We say, okay, game on, baby.
Yeah, game on.
It's true.
And you became
true.
And you're such a good friend of the band. You became a friend of my brother Henry and everybody. And we all took care of each other in a way at the same time. We looked out for each other and
we did.
Everything. Yeah. So I have some questions for you. You said you're from Arizona. Is that where you're born here?
I was born and raised, 5 generations.
And what area?
I was born in Mesa. So I grew up in Mesa and then lived in Phoenix when I started working in television news.
Okay.
But boy, I go way back when there were only 2 high schools in Mesa. So
yeah.
Was being built, and it no longer exists. Tri-City Mall was it was like the big thing.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And I would ride my bike to the Phoenix Zoo, my little Schwinn, and the desert was 2 blocks from my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, this is such
okay. I'm old.
We're vintage. We're great. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, do you remember the first time you came across Morning Star?
Oh my gosh. Uh, actually, yeah, I was working at Channel 5
Mhm.
and there was just a group of us that would always go out. We'd always want to find something. We didn't do a lot in Tempe. We
No.
didn't do a lot in Tempe at all. But I heard of your band. And so there was a group of us that would go to the clubs up there in Scottsdale. And it was at that time, gosh, I think it was like 90.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
Scary. Um, is that year? Is that a real year?
Yeah. Right. I can't
So,
remember.
but I heard about you, and seriously, I'm such a music connoisseur. I grew up in the music business uh, with my family. We used to perform when we were little kids, uh,
And
Christmas programs with my
Carrie, don't you play
mom.
piano too? You play
I
piano.
do. I play
Yeah.
piano, but my uncle used to own all these retirement communities, Dreamland Village, Sunland Village, and every year they did these Christmas programs. And our whole family, all my cousins and my aunts, and they all made our costumes, and we'd do this big program. It was like I don't know, like a big family that performs, not like the Osmonds, but it was everybody. Anyway, so I love music. So when I found a good band and it happened to be Walt, I just heard about him. So I went into that. What is that bar we went that you played in a lot?
It's a Chewy's. There was Chewy.
Chewy's.
Yeah.
Chewy's, yeah.
Yeah.
So I went over there and went and listened. I'm standing in the back, and I literally remember the minute that I saw you all, I
Yeah.
was like, dude, okay, I'm gonna like these guys right now. And then with Henry and
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
and the way you guys just everything about it, the showmanship, everything, it was just amazing. And it just hooked you right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And that's what live music does. I mean, if you
Yeah.
find someone that is a show as well as can sing well and entertain, it's all about entertaining.
Now, would you say the Blindsiders are?
Hey, you're getting there. No,
We are.
I
We are
can't.
getting
I
there.
can't put you right up there with Walt because
No, I
Walt's
don't.
on a pedestal all his own.
He is. He's a
He
legend.
deserves
Thank
to
you.
be the top tier, and no
He
one bothers
does.
him.
He does. He's a legend, and I
Hey,
agree with that 100%.
hey,
100%.
Carrie, you, we like to, it's really nice learning more about you, even though I've known you this long and everything. Um, you've had an impact on the music scene here. I would like to, kind of like tell us the story of how the farm grew, how you guys grew it into a large outdoor venue kind of thing, and then some of the artists that you've brought to Arizona in that
Yeah,
over this whole period of time. It's awesome.
right. So in the 90s, I married Mark 1990. And then
Yeah.
about 4 years later, we started just transforming the farm into something where we could keep it a farm because I mean, if we would continue to commercial farm like we were doing, there was no way we'd be around because the growth was coming this way out to Queen Creek. And so in 94, 95, someone came to us, to Mark's father and to Mark and said, hey, we want to do a big country music festival out here. We're doing it in Wisconsin. Can we do it here? It's called Country Jam
Yeah.
USA.
I remember
And
that.
we thought, oh, that'd be fun. So we took 250 acres because we're all about diversifying, trying something new rather than just farming, to try and stay alive. So we took 250 acres and turned it into this incredible festival site. And we brought the first Country Jam USA, which turned into Country Thunder USA,
Yeah. Yes.
to the farm. And it's spent 11 years here on the farm. And we've had everyone. I remember when Kenny Rogers was the first one who came
Wow.
back in the first year was 1998, I think it was, or 99. And I'm back there in the backstage ironing his pants, because where's his help? I have no idea. Tanya Tucker needed to borrow a pair of jeans from me. I'm running home to my house to get me some jeans so she can borrow jeans. But it was such a fun experience to be partners with this group that put it on. But also, it was literally from the ground up.
Yeah.
And it grew from, 30,000 people to 120,000 people, and we had 30,000 campers just on the farm.
Yeah.
Queen Creek's population grew every year during Country Thunder by 10 times. I mean, there
Wow.
was 4,000 people in the town and 30,000 people camping from Country Thunder. So,
True.
but I had my 4 babies during Country Thunder, and every year I'd have another. Tim McGraw goes, I'm changing the diaper on the little tractor in the backstage, and he goes, come into my bus. And he was watching Faith Hill perform. It was Faith Hill and Tim McGraw had their first kiss on our stage.
And I was there.
Queen Creek.
I was there. Yes, I was.
Oh,
I was there.
It's amazing.
Yes.
And Tim takes I'm changing my little girl's diaper, and he holds her. And he picks up the diaper and let me throw it away. And then he holds my daughter and he starts singing to her in the bus. And I'm like, okay, no iPhones. Where's my tripod and my, you don't have
camera crew
at that time. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
What a lot of people don't know is he was kissing Jamirae as well.
We've had everyone from Brooks and Dunn, Faith Hill, Sawyer Brown, John, all the big ones that came there, Dolly Parton, all came. And then we did Edge Fest where we had Social Distortion.
Yeah.
All of that whole genre came. You can see online, and they said, I'm in Schnepf Farms, with blah, blah, blah. It's so fun to see. And then we had, for our festivals, live music was so important, and it's so important for me to get quality music.
Yeah, for sure.
Quality bands, full bands, duos that sound good, and bands that entertain and that know what to expect. There have been more than once where I'm just walking off somewhere and I'm hearing in the background something coming from somewhere, and I figure out it's my freaking main stage. I'm like, what? What? So I'm like, and I have to run up there, tell Mark I'm on a Zoom call, and I have to run up there and say, oh my gosh, I can't stand it, So
well, if you're looking for quality, that certainly explains why you haven't called me yet. And I certainly I've heard that before.
This part will be edited out because
I've had Chucky Baby. I've had Jamie, the Blindsiders. I've had Walt Richardson in the morning. I've literally had some incredible bands.
Western Fusion.
Western Fusion. I've had Josh.
Roy.
Yeah, Josh is incredible. And I've had some guys that just came in from Nashville that said, hey, we would like a gig. I have one showing up tonight that I've never heard him before. So, no, he'll be good. He was recommended by Josh.
Okay.
Carrie, I had that happen to me with you. You know how you said you hear something and you're like, oh my gosh, good or bad. But when you ran up on the stage on me a couple weeks ago, I was like, what's happening? What's happening?
Oh.
I thought something was wrong, but I had the pleasure and the honor of singing with Carrie. She sang with me. It was amazing. It was so much fun.
Well, not really. I knew
you did.
I could harmonize.
Yeah. You need to come sing with us again tomorrow night. Come up there and sing with us. I loved it.
Hey, Carrie, you're putting yourself on the spot, because now that I'm learning all of this, I'm going to have you come down to the open mic night at Mississippi Center for the Arts and sing a song.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
My daughter and I will.
Oh yeah.
Come do it, Carrie. You'll love it. You'll be
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah. You know, I put myself through college singing in musical theater. So
Oh.
I sing. Walt, I
Yes,
sing
she does. I sang with her. I can vouch. I know.
Well, I would
every
love
once in a
that.
while.
I would love that to happen. And I have a feeling that since we're doing this kind of podcasting here, we're going to be in touch with a lot of the music community, especially folks we haven't been in touch with in a while. And you reaching out to you is that too, because when my schedule got to the point where we were all over the place, you and we didn't see each other for years, but
I know.
I heard of everything that you were doing because it had an impact on the valley in terms of how people were making their plans, because you had your event going on and then you had something going on, McDowell Mountain Music Festival or something like that
Yes,
going on.
yes.
And those were top tier festivals. And you could always look at your schedule your time of year according to what festivals were coming. And when yours were coming down the pipe, you knew what season we were in. It became that part of the culture. Even though we might not have gone out there, we knew what was going on.
Yeah.
If things were empty on one side of town, you go, oh, hey, Country Thunder's going on. Everybody's over there. And
Right.
it's common to say that, you know. So
That's it.
great job.
Thank you so much. And I think that's important. I think what I need to do a better job of is letting everyone know the lineup. Oh, this is
Hayden.
my daughter Hayden.
Hey, Haven.
Hey, Walt
How you
Richardson,
doing?
I told you about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So Hayden just opened her first little coffee shop up
Okay.
here
It's
on the
amazing.
farm.
It's
It's
amazing.
amazing. And Walt, speaking of open mic night, she wants to start doing, because singing and music is such a big part of her.
Yes.
So she wants tell this group what your plans
it's
are.
true. Okay, so in like January, I want to start doing open mic nights and have themed open mics. So
I
obviously,
love that.
yeah, right. I like musical theater, so I would be doing a Broadway theme, and then other nights we can have jazz themed.
I
We can
love
have,
that, Hayden.
yes.
So you'll be serving coffee and running open mic. I love it.
Yeah, and we have that cute vibe up here. Jenny.
Yeah.
Don't you
I
really
know.
love the vibe up here
I love it.
in that front? So we're gonna make it really cool.
So Carrie,
Yeah, so that'll be
so-
such a fun thing. And
so-
you're
so
welcome to come.
check this
Well-
out. What I've been doing and what I've started doing is, remember how ASU had those pop-up concerts where somebody would show up in the MU and you never knew who it was?
Exactly.
Well,
I love that.
I've carried that idea into coffee shops. And so I did a pop-up concert a couple of weeks ago at Cartel Coffee, and just only gave it a couple of weeks notice. And then I pulled the band that I had with me and kind of coined it as a bit of an EP release party. So we just snuck in there, we put up the equipment, and we played the last hour and a half of the day in the coffee shop. And
That's amazing.
yeah, so it's kind of like a sneak in there, play the gig.
Yes. Don't
sneak
you
out.
love that?
I love it. So
Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Why don't we do that at Schnepf Farms with the blindsiders?
Well, I would love it. You know what I would really love to do is make it, because we have such a great social media following.
yeah,
I would really love to utilize our social media following and create some kind of pop-up kickoff music, live music thingy where it's just like everyone wants to know what's happening live at Schnepf Farms every weekend through this season while it's nice and beautiful weather.
well,
I can be your roving reporter. I can be your roving reporter for that.
I can be the person that drinks all the coffee.
Perfect.
You'll love the coffee, Glenn.
I
Hayden
mean, I
makes
just
great
really
coffee.
think, don't you
Thank
think?
you.
Something? Yeah.
I do. Carrie's a visionary, and I think
Car-
she really is, and I think that's amazing. I think anything Carrie comes up with is 100%.
so
No, I
send
completely
me the address and the name of the coffee shop, and I'll come out there and visit because I love mochas. That's my favorite.
It's on the farm.
Make a killer
And,
mocha.
well, yeah, Just
I can do that for you.
Yeah.
Walt, we'll
Yes.
have to name one after Walt.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He's a music icon. You have to because
You
he's
have to.
my
He's a
favorite.
legend.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the
yeah.
legend.
He's my
It'll be a
favorite.
very, very bitter blend. Very bitter and a bit smoky.
The bitter, the better.
You know. Hey,
That
Carrie,
was like
I was
feels same Walt. I love him.
Carrie, I was wondering, you know, because I've promoted a lot of shows over the course of my career, probably 300 shows and festivals and whatnot. What a lot of people don't realize is the promoter is the last person to get paid. I think everybody thinks that, you know, promotion is this glamorous and you're rolling in money. But the fact of the matter is, your profit generally is the last 10 rows, right?
Exactly. It's the last that's the funniest thing because I'm just now starting to pay all my bills from the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying we need to get people out here the last 2 days, today and tomorrow. And Jamie's coming out tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Be there.
And so we've got to get everyone to come out today and tomorrow and just come to visit the farm. But really, yeah, you pay all your bills for the first 3 weeks. And it's that fourth week that you actually may be able to see some money coming in.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. It's the same way with you running a business. You get 3 years to run a festival.
Yeah.
And maybe after 3 years, you're going to start seeing. And that's what it was with the pumpkin and chili party. You got to get that 3 years. And, you know,
Yeah.
don't give up on a festival for at least 3 years.
Right.
That's right. That's
And
right.
if you can't
So-
make it after 3 years, you suck.
So, Carrie, what is the best thing that ever happened on the concert festival front for you, and what is the worst thing that ever happened?
The best thing that ever happened. The worst thing that ever happened is when we were partners with the promoter and they started the event and failed to tell us that they had insurance and failed to pay the performers. So Mark and I were just starting out and we had to go to our bank, have them open up on a Sunday and tell them, please, we need some money so we can pay these performers so they'll go on stage and we need to pay for our insurance.
Was this back in the day when it was all cash? I mean, you needed a
Yes,
big pile
it
of
was-
cash, yeah.
Yes, you're right. This performer starts with a T, ends with a T, TT, country music. She would not go on stage until she was paid.
Carrie,
But we weren't responsible because we were.
I know
just
who
the
you're
partners.
talking about too, because I was general manager at a GM or at an amphitheater where she came, same situation. So I know exactly who you're talking about.
But see, we weren't the promoters, so
Right.
we were just the landowners. But we
Right.
had to. We were put in a situation where we're like, whatever, okay,
Yeah.
it's our reputation, whatever. Let's pay her.
Exactly.
Let's pay for the insurance. You know,
Yeah.
this is our farm, and we have to make it happen. That
Yeah,
was the worst thing.
you went to Concert University that weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So then the best thing that happened is when
The Blindsiders played at the
the
farm.
Blindsiders showed up and Walt Richardson shows up. When I have an incredible band show up, the pressure off of me,
Yeah.
the lines,
Mm.
anything, and people waiting for food, people waiting for anything, just to have that vibe and that excitement at a festival site is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the best. So if I got that vibe, like the Blindsiders or Walt or Josh Roy or someone, I can sit back and do everything else behind the scenes and let this festival just rock its way through.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the
So-
key.
So the best thing that's ever happened is exactly what they.
The Blindsiders at the farm.
I said the best thing that ever happened is when you find a key,
Oh, that okay.
everything just flows.
Yeah,
And
okay.
when you don't have to worry about anything because you
Right.
got a key group,
Yeah.
everything is just on point. And
Yeah.
that's for like a festival that's day to day. So like, well, when you came, I don't have to worry about anyone entertaining anyone or the lines being long because
Right.
And you don't
the
have to
music
worry about
handles that.
And you
Yeah,
know they're going to show up. You know they're going to be
yeah.
there on time. They're going to
They're
play
gonna
till they're
start on
supposed to
time.
play.
They're
Yeah.
gonna
Right.
take their breaks on time. It's like
Right.
a thing
Unlike
when you,
me, I mosey in whenever the hell I want.
Yeah, don't hire
You
Glenn.
know,
Don't ever hire Glenn.
when it's when they decide to take a break and you have a 2 hour or an hour wait and food going clear
Yeah.
down, and you take a break and you're like,
No.
where's my music?
No.
All right,
Yeah.
And
one
it's
more
like
Yeah.
this
one more
silence.
The silence.
one more question, Carrie, and this dovetails with the best and worst. What's the worst writer that you ever saw?
Oh, that's
The
a good
worst,
question.
the worst writer?
Yeah. In a contract,
Yeah.
Oh,
they both
uh,
said no.
Yeah.
the
Oh,
worst. Okay, love you.
Bye,
I
guys.
hate it.
Bye.
The worst
See you tomorrow.
writer. Well, obviously they didn't have a writer. I would say my worst experience, which should have been a writer, was back in the day with Kenny Loggins and with
He didn't
when
have a
his son brought
writer?
it. No, I mean they did, but it obviously didn't include someone to press his pants.
Oh.
I'm like, let's put the owner in there to press the pants. Let's put the
Oh my
For
God.
those of you too
I'm
who
like,
are not
well,
who are
give
not
it
in
to
the
Kenny
music business,
Rogers.
for those of you who are not in the music business, the writer is the part of the contract where the management of the artist lays out bit by
Everything.
bit by bit by bit what exactly they want in the dressing room, what they want on stage, what kind of instrumentation they might, backline instruments they might want. And oftentimes, though, those writers can be almost comical in what
they
they
Yeah,
are.
they
ask
are
for.
comical. They
They
are
are.
comical. And sometimes when they come out to the farm and they see what they have to look at here, and I go, I mean, when we're doing the big events, the big concerts over on the field, I'm like, guys, swallow hard and just deal with it. You're going on stage, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Stage.
they're so most of the ones that we deal with, well, when the Biggie Wiggies, like Faith and Tim McGraw, they're so down to earth and cool that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
You can put the stuff in their dressing room and make sure they have all the, everything that they want. But if it doesn't happen, they're not going to freak out.
Right.
Right.
So everyone that I've dealt with never really freaked out.
Right.
There's some that are pain to deal with, performers, but most everyone is just,
You know,
pretty good.
I think sometimes people forget. They forget to remember how they started, where they started, and they forget that it's about the music itself.
Exactly.
Everything that comes around it, taking out the green M&Ms and all of that kind of stuff. When I sense those kinds of things, I kind of like it. I don't try to let it taint my vision of the artists themselves, but it still can bleed into that, because if they're going to be picky there, they're probably going to be picky in other areas all the way up through the show. And
Right.
experience that I think a lot of us like to have with our with artists is that endearing feeling of it was great to be in their presence, great to listen to their music. Everything about it is it feels good, and it's a memory, a lasting memory. And your ego has to be out of the way to be able to create that as a performer. And
Exactly.
you never forget to say thank you, because they're going out of the way to help you out. And it doesn't matter what the stage looks like. They're probably providing you with the best they have at that moment, because they go through a lot trying to get it together in the first place, because these aren't easy to put together on
Right.
any
Well,
level at all.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. I like that, Walt.
and
That's
when you're an artist that people love to work with, guess what? They call you back to come
Yeah.
as
and
often as
that's
possible.
exactly right. I've had the first band that I ever hired to work, the Shady Creek band, they're a bluegrass band. The very first band I hired to work at the Pumpkin and Chili Party, when I came up and let's do a little event, call it the Pumpkin and Chili Party, because there's all these pumpkin festivals, but we need to do a pumpkin and chili party and serve chili and corn on the cob and cornbread. My first year, 29 years ago, and I had a little backyard barbecue and I was roasting corn and I made this cornbread and brownies, two big pots of chili, and I hired live music. Shady Creek Band was the first band that I hired at Bluegrass. They played for me for 10 years because they were so incredible. They'd bring out their music instruments and let the kids play all these little fiddles and stuff like that. But it was that experience. It was making memory with the crowd. And that event grew from 6,000 people
Yeah.
29 years ago to 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Over 100,000 people now. And it's all because I really think I can do everything on this farm and do the, chili dinner and do all the shows and all that stuff. But if I didn't have live music, it wouldn't happen.
So that's
This
kind of
would
the
not
it's
be
kind of the glue.
successful. It's the glue. It's everything that makes really your event a step ahead. You can have canned music all you want, but the minute that you put live music on any one of your stages, and I added a stage this year, well,
Yeah. Okay,
I
good.
have now 2 stages. So the minute that you add live music to any event,
Hmm.
you're like this much ahead of everybody else in the valley that's doing the same type of thing you are.
Right.
And Carrie, I
Right.
got to tell you, I love the truck stop stage. I love it. I love it. I will play there anytime you want me to. It is
It is
my
a
absolute
fun. It was
favorite.
just a little idea, and I thought I need
You
to
did
share
it
it
in
out
like
with the
2
crowd.
weeks. You did it in
I
like two
know.
weeks. I couldn't believe it.
So
I love it.
I something I just saw something that made me laugh. So anyway, I would like to hear you describe the farm because when people think of it, they can have one image, but when you go there to experience it, you're coming into this really down home, grassrootsy place. Did we just lose her?
We just lost Carrie.
Yeah, I think her
Oh,
phone might have
Yeah,
died.
she'll probably bop back in here.
Okay.
But it's
Well,
fascinating hearing. I think sometimes for people that don't have a concept of what it takes to actually put live music on a stage, not from our end of it necessarily, because we get up there and play, and that's awesome. It really is.
yeah.
It's the focus, but there is so much more that goes into
Oh, yeah.
making
there is.
something happen, and the amount of money and resource it takes
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
When she was talking about insurance, that has become such a huge part of
Yep.
everything you have to do. You can't even like take money for half a ticket before you've got insurance. And
Yeah.
then something people don't think about, porta potties
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
and she has a
security.
lot of those.
And
Yeah.
depending on what city you're in, what town you're in, what county you're in, you're probably going to end up having to hire by the hour, by the way, union rate, county sheriffs
Yep.
or private security or some combination of both.
Yep.
And then food
Yep.
is a huge deal. And then with the food comes the health inspections and
Yep.
things like that. So I
Yep.
mean, I think sometimes people will sit around and start spitballing and say, "Hey, we should start some kind of a festival or something like that."
Hmm.
And then you start looking, and I know Jamie Ray, you've done this as a venue general manager. When you start looking at the light items of everything that has to happen and has to happen right, it's daunting.
It
And
is.
by the day, it's getting more daunting because nothing's getting cheaper and nothing's getting easier.
Yeah. And it's not
And the
just,
competition is huge because the
yeah.
competition now is 120,000 stream channels of anything you ever wanted on demand, and you don't have to leave the house.
Yeah. And when you have a big event like that, whether it's an amphitheater or a festival, it's not something that takes place in just a few days. There's weeks and weeks and weeks that lead up to it. And that last day, I know my husband used to say to me, "Where are you? What are you doing?" I'm at the venue 24 hours before and after that event because there's 100 million things to do.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of energy.
On that time part when we were putting together um, the McDowell Mountain Music Festival that grew out of the Winter Sun Music
Mm.
Festival. Those events took a year to put together, an entire year. So with the couple of years that I ran the Winter Sun, and then the couple of years that I was with the McDowell Mountain Music Festival.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. We're glad to have you
Glad you're
back.
back.
Yeah, we've been saying a lot of bad stuff about you while you were gone, but
I'm sure you have. That's fine.
The conversation kind of swung into
Sorry.
the conversation swung into how long it really takes to put these things together. Sometimes a whole year just to put these huge events together, and that's basically where we were at as you're joining back in. And I know for what you guys are doing, it probably takes even longer than that.
I think it's definitely a good year. Um, we try and it's like right after this event, we're just planning on everything that.
She's out on the farm.
yeah.
It's on the farm. Farm life.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got a good 45 minutes anyway, so maybe we should just
Action.
wrap this portion up. Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
you
think
are.
it's
You're
a
back.
bad
Terry.
connection.
There she is. Hey, you got
It's a
this.
bad connection. You all keep freezing on me.
Yeah, and we don't know what that part of the technology is all about. But right now, where you are, you have a beautiful light coming across the top of your hat from the sun, and there she's done
Into the s- into
into
the
the sun,
sunset she
into the
goes.
Into
sunset.
the sunset
Hey
she
Jamie, why
goes.
don't you just shoot her a quick text on
I
and
will.
say we're gonna wrap anyway. So, really appreciate Carrie coming by. Obviously busy, and I think she was wearing an apron there, which means she was probably
She's working every day. She's
cooking
there at
something. Yeah.
dawn
Unlike
and
me, I work. I work every other year, sparsely when I can. But again, I think this was a great discussion because it's important that people know that these things just don't organically happen. I mean, there's a fair amount of chance that always plays a role in what goes on as far as promotion goes and putting live music on stage. But there is a lot of sweat and a lot of money, and that whole thing. When I was learning how to do that end of things, that was one of the lines that a very seasoned promoter said to me. He said, "You're a riverboat gambler, and your money is in the last 10 rows. Everybody else gets paid before you.
Hmm.
Everybody. And
Yeah,
there is a distinct possibility sometimes that you won't get paid at all."
right. Well, you look at well, if you come out and you've met all of your bills by the end of that concert, that's a successful concert.
yeah, it
And
is.
if you have $100 in your pocket after one, you're doing really, really, really good. And so it's God, the
Well, it's the
chemistry, the magic, the everything about it. It's a lot of work, and you have to be really focused and dedicated, and you have to have an amazing team because you
and
can't do it by yourself.
we're talking about people putting shows on, but on the other end, as a musician, when you bring your band in and you're performing, it's the same for you. They think, we were talking about Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw's making all this money on tour when, in essence, he's paying everybody on this tour, and then there's the behind the scenes people who are cleaning the venue up afterwards, and there's not really, there's not millions to be made for one show. There really isn't.
Not at the and not at that level. I mean,
No,
when you're, let's say, a Metallica or something like that, you're going out there and your money's guaranteed.
right.
That's a whole nother kind of phase of like those shed shows that go on, like a Talking Stick and
Yeah.
Alpine Valley and places like that. But generally, even on a quote unquote smaller show, There's a lot of money out there, and there's a lot of effort that goes into it.
It is.
And but I have to say too that it's incredibly gratifying when, if you are on the promotion end of things, you recognize something and you are early on it, and it pays dividends into the future. And that's, I think, what a lot of people don't realize too, is the first time that you put someone into a venue, and that, let's say they're just getting started out. Example for me would be Lincoln Park. I got a call from their management, from a record label, saying there's this band, and we think they're going to be something. Would you be willing to roll the dice, lose some money on this band? But then I'll tell you what, if they do break, you guys are going to have the inside track on anything having to do with this band moving forward. And that's where the gambler part kind of comes in. And that's where the ears come in, is you listen to it and you say, you know what? I think there's something going on here, or there's not something going on here. But in the case of that band, we put them into a basically it was like a bar, maybe the size of the chill room over in Tempe, that size venue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And my word, when they rolled in there and they put on a show which was no different really than the arena show that they did 3 years later. There was that energy, that vibe and whatnot. And that's where, the first couple of times we had them in, we lost money on that show. But that was an investment in the future. And that band, like many others, just blew up. And there were many good dates with them well into the future. But part of doing what we've all done on this screen, and what Carrie does, is you also have to be pretty good, putting AI aside and computer stuff and spreadsheets. You got to have good ears, and you got to be able to recognize what people want to see. You got to price it right, and then you've got to do it right. You've got to put the show on in a way that people are going to feel like they're getting their money's worth. The experience was good. They're not hassled. I mean, security is a huge issue, at any show. And it's a huge danger, too, because I remember sitting down in front of a show, and you guys probably did the same thing, where you get the security team together and you'd have a little meeting and saying, look, just because you have a security shirt on you, it does not mean you are the police.
Right.
Here's your job. Your job as a security person is to make sure they have a good time. It's not to make sure that they're not doing this or not doing that. And if you do see something, your job is to go get a real cop.
Yeah, to report it. Yeah.
You are not the cop. You go get a real cop, and that ensures that the event is going to be fun. There's always stuff that happens. Always stuff that happens. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. But how you deal with it, I think, is really the point of contact with the consumer. So that the person on the stage, they got their job. They're putting a quality performance out there and doing all that, and then your job is really to kind of make sure that those folks have a good time. And don't get in the way, and you can't get in the way of what's happening on the stage, because that's a disaster.
Yeah.
We've all seen it happen, but it's a disaster, when it happens. So it sounds like, Schnepf Farms really has that part of it down, where, they're making sure everybody's having a good time, and the parking is right, and the food is right, and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. It is. And she does a great job. She's a great visionary too. She sees something, she does it. She really literally put that truck stop stage area together in 2 weeks. And it's a stage. It's not some dirt that you just go. There's electricity, there's an awning, it's a stage. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And people show up. They know there's going to be live music, and they know there's going to be food and a good time, and it's a blast. She does a great job.
So
Walt,
you're
you
saying
played there, so you
is
know.
despite the blindsiders being there this weekend, some people might show up. Is that?
Two or three.
Is
The
that what I'm getting?
blindsiders, the blindsiders are there tomorrow, and they've
Two,
sold out when the
two,
blindsiders are
All
there.
right.
So
All
two
right.
or
just
three
saying.
folks. Yeah, two or three folks will be there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of folks
I got a
being
big family.
speaking of folks being places, Walter, what's happening in your side of the world over there down Tempe way? Oops, we lost your audio.
Oh, wait a minute.
There you go.
Hey there?
There's
Okay. For
Walter.
some reason, that mute button wouldn't come back. Okay, so on November 30th, there's an event that's taking place at the Hayden Flour Mill. It's called the Hayden Flour Mill Concert. And I think it starts around 2 o'clock, but there's information on social media about it. This is an attempt, or this is the ongoing idea of promoting music back down on Mill Avenue. They had an event there Friday before last that went very, very well. This one, they've partnered up with Cartel Coffee, I believe, and in the chill room. So it's going to be kind of like a coffee and kava. The last event they had beer, but they're going to move away from the alcohol because it's going to be more family.
Yeah.
The event is going to be earlier in the afternoon, kind of thing. That's coming up on the 30th, and then we're going to be swinging into December uh, with the Tempe Festival of the Arts, which is a complete weekend of crafts fair and music going on. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's part of an event that happens twice a year. This was called the fall event, and they do one in the spring sometime around, I think it's April or March or whatever. They've been doing this for, it seems like forever. And it's great. It's a great turnout. It's a nice time for family, and it's a nice time to do Christmas shopping or birthday shopping or whatever, in terms of picking up some really unique craft items and paintings. There's an area for kids to draw out onto the parking lot, and everything's a little chalk area. And then they have various stages of music, some more acoustic stages, and then they have a central area in on the street where they do clowns do live performances and magic tricks and all of that. So it's really a lot of fun. It's a full day event. You come out there, be ready to walk for a while through everything. It's a lot of color, a lot of excitement. Food vendor area.
Are you going to be playing
But
down there?
I'll be playing there on Saturday.
That's
Okay.
December.
In December. Yeah, I'll be on that.
What weekend?
And
Oh, you hit your mute button again, I think, Walter.
oh,
There you go.
is it back on?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we're going to be on. I have to look in my calendar here. I don't have it pulled up. It's going to be the weekend of the 5th, 6th, and 7th of December, and we will be on at 12 o'clock on that Saturday, the 6th. The November event, Flour Mill. Let's see, what do I have on that? I didn't have my notes in front of me straight away. Let's see. I'll have to find that. Oh, okay, I found it.
It's November 30th, isn't it?
It's November 30th, but I have more information about it
Okay.
in my notes that I had on my calendar. So it's going to be at the Hayden Flour Mill, and that will go. Our set goes from 5:15 to 6:15, but the whole thing starts, I think, around 1 or 2 o'clock, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's November 30th, Sunday. So that's one of the big events coming up. And then if you shift from music to just events, then we have all the ASU games that'll be taking place in Tempe, homecoming, all of that. And then the big, I think it's televised. I don't know if we're going to be here or we're going to be in Tucson, the U of A game.
Hmm.
That's always a big one. Oh, it's a lot going on. Then there's open mic nights at the Tempe Center for the Arts, as well as on Wednesdays, as well as the one on Dark Star on Mill Avenue. Dark Star goes all the way till past midnight, whereas we kind of cut things about 10 o'clock, and then we go party afterwards.
Sounds like a plan.
Other places to play music or hang out and talk, like the
Yeah.
Chill Room or places like that. So, yeah, that's what's happening in Tempe.
Right on.
Jamirae, what's going on?
Well, we're still celebrating
Over
the
there.
fall festival out at Queen Creek at the Schnepf Farms. You just heard from Carrie. So the Blindsiders will be out there tomorrow for Halloween. And starting November 1st, we're back to our regular playing out at Vero Pizza out in Santan Valley. It's a great little restaurant. They've got the best pizza and they have live music. And just so happens that the Blindsider duo will be there this Saturday, but they do have live music every Saturday, right after trivia. It's a late night for that, 9:30 to close, but there's always a great artist playing out there, so it's a lot of fun. And then we're coming into those holiday months, so there's going to be a lot going on, and there is a lot, but I'll get the dates for the big events that are coming up for next week, and when we get more of those closer to those holiday dates.
Yeah.
Well, so that's another one of those quality places that hasn't called me yet.
I'll get you in. I know people. I know a guy who knows a guy.
That knows the guy. It's the same.
All right.
I know that knows the guy.
Well, we got some stuff happening here in North Phoenix and over in the West Valley too. We're recording this show day before Halloween, so to us in our time space right here, right now, Halloween's tomorrow. I'm getting ready. We're going to be handing out cigarettes this year to all the children that come by. It should be an awesome. We're a very popular house.
Well, this definitely isn't a family show.
Very popular house.
Who said anything about it being that in the first
Yeah,
place? You know?
no,
Well, I thought that's what I was getting involved with. I have learned my lesson.
haven't you? So yeah, well, it's either going to be that, or we'll just simply turn off the lights and sit here in the dark and see
And
what
light your
happens.
cigarettes.
Right, you know,
And that'll be scary enough.
won't it?
Yeah.
Every night's Halloween here, folks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
But we have a bunch of really cool stuff happening. The Levine Folk Festival is coming up on the 22nd of November. That is all day long on a farm. Although this is not generally a venue farm. This is actually a working dairy farm over in Levine. And our friend B. Graves is the one in charge of that. 6 stages. It is massive. They are full. But they are taking names on a waiting list. So if you just do a Google search on Levine Folk Festival, you can get on that waiting list, 6 stages, and it's a lot of fun. That festival is great. Also, coming up is the showcase at North Mountain Brewing Company every Saturday. I host that, but there are different entertainers there every Saturday afternoon. That's turned into a thing that's a lot of fun. I believe there's going to be a new venue coming online out in Glendale pretty shortly. I can't tell you the what just yet, but they're doing a lot of renovations. It's going to be a nice stage, and I think Glendale could certainly use another quality stage.
is that an outdoor?
No, it's indoor actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's indoor. And Walt, I'm not going to tell you about it because you'll be calling and please let me play, please. I need a gig.
Oh, you think I have
You
to beg?
know. Yeah. Well, there's a
confusing
song,
me.
"Ain't Too Proud to Beg." Remember that song?
right.
Yeah.
Right. You're confusing me with the Blindsiders.
the blind. I knew that was coming.
You knew that. Well, you knew that. Hey.
Please. Jamie's got a cardboard sign. She just stands
Yeah.
outside the venue.
Yeah,
you
she
know?
does. The same one that you use. You guys share the same.
Oh, it's the other side.
Yeah,
I use
it's
the other side.
Yeah, because your
We
side.
trade off and on. We trade off and on.
His side is the side is
And then-
misspelled.
My side
No.
just says "We'll work for food."
Mine has, will work, but the other side says friends with the legendary Walt Richardson.
Right. Well, I noticed Glenn's the other day. He misspelled food. He spelled it with,
FUD.
yeah, we'll work for fun. We all had a laugh. It was just brighten up that intersection.
I
There
love
you
it.
go. But we are definitely coming in season. I've noticed at many of the venues that I'm either playing at or going to play or whatnot. The snowbirds are definitely coming back, kind of en masse right now, and the festival season is kind of well underway. And Walt talked about a couple. So
Yeah.
there's Levine coming up. There's Glendale coming up. There's just a lot of stuff that's going to be happening here over the next several months. And fortunately, most of it revolves in some way around live music, which is great. So we are very fortunate here where we live in Arizona that we get
Yeah.
an influx of people, and most of them are interested in music. And my God, I gotta say, the weather over the past couple few
Ooh,
weeks,
man, it's
holy
been so
mackerel,
nice.
been like waha.
Yeah, yeah, whew, yeah.
Last night at Walt's thing at TCA, I don't know that there's been a nicer night.
Oh man,
I
I tell you,
mean,
it's beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Yeah, but you're
weather.
not always outside. You're not always
No,
outside, but
no.
last night it was perfect. Couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, and the way they moved the stage, we moved the stage into a different position. That helped out a lot with the sound. Uh, but yeah, it was a beautiful evening, beautiful experience. Yeah. So
So just it was really nice. So one thing just before we go, I wanted to mention a lot of us are very much into the music of Jamaica and what comes out of that part of the world. And
yeah,
if you got an extra nickel or dime or whatever, they're certainly in need down there right now. Particularly with I'm not going to get terribly political here, but we don't support disaster relief the way we used to. So it's going to be up to the individuals to kind
yeah,
of pitch in and do what you can do, because these are beautiful people that have contributed a tremendous amount of juice to our musical landscape. That whole part of the world, whether it's salsa music out of Cuba or reggae music and ska out of Jamaica,
yeah.
it's just and they are really devastated.
Yeah, they are. And the thing that even when, all of the disaster aid that it goes across the planet, it starts out with individuals that care and have the ways and means. So that part is never going to go away. And a lot of times that's the impetus that changes things and makes things happen. So thanks for bringing that up. And then there's just so much going on the planet in a way that a few dollars, a few pennies going certain ways to some of these homegrown charities and that kind of thing, where you can track the accountability of where the your effort, what it's helping out with. Those will never go away. And so that's thanks for mentioning this.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Well, despite the fact that I'm a real asshole, sometimes, something nice falls out of my
I'm
mouth
glad
by
you said
accident.
that and we didn't have to.
Right.
Maybe I'll take that out in post production. I don't know, but
Maybe. We'll see.
I
I'll
probably
check it.
won't.
Put it at the top of the show.
Yeah, let
So
everybody know
everybody
right
know, right?
away.
I'll
Right.
caption it as well.
If people think that you've misspelt your shirt as well.
Anyhow, this has really been a really fascinating show this time around, and
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
And
can I just thank, we didn't get to really thank Carrie for being here. I know she got cut off. But Carrie Schnepf, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us today, for
appreciate it.
everything you do for live music, local talent, everything local out here at Schnepf Farms. And
Yeah.
if y'all haven't been out there, you get out there, because there's always something going on. She's got something different all year round, and it's just a great place. So thank you, Carrie and Mark and Schnepf
Yeah.
Farms.
Yeah, and I wanted to say one last thing. Carrie did text me as she had gotten cut off, and she was talking about how wonderful the experience is being on the show. And the last part of it is saying She wants people to experience the farm, and half of the experience is driving to a cool place because it's out there in a nice scenic area of
Where I
the
live.
valley, and it's a nice drive. And when you get out there, just like the character of this whole state of Arizona, every area is different.
It is.
There's no two areas that are the same. It's different elevation, it's different topography, it's like different weather as well.
Even different time of day, it can look
It's
totally different.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what's so cool about it. So yeah, that area of the valley is definitely desert with nice mountain ranges right in the view. Like seems like it's like they're right down the street there. And then you get a nice panoramic view of looking back toward Phoenix area. You can see how just vast this place really is.
It's incredible.
It is good. Good
And Walt,
experience.
I want to check that text because I'm pretty positive she said the Blindsiders were like her favorite. Next to you, were her favorite band that has played out.
No, that's not what it says here. It says here.
I'm gonna ask her tomorrow.
Yeah, it says here.
Okay, Glenn, it's time.
Remind me of who the Blindsiders are.
How do you spell that?
It's the Blindsiders.
Yeah.
I won't let you
You
spell
gotta
it.
go.
You won't let him. Don't let him spell it. He'll be the Blubsiders or cider.
Well, having said that, I'm Glen Gardner.
I'm Walt Richardson.
I'm Jamirae.
When we meet again, be good to yourselves. Take care of one another. Let's give peace a chance.
Peace.
Sounds good. This is the Desert Vibe.